Well, Coach, obviously, senior day for you guys. Probably a pretty unique senior day for you, considering Bryn going up against her old team, too. What does this day mean to you, and I guess how is it different as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited just to be playing at home, and we're still playing for a lot in our season, and so it makes the game extra special. We certainly want to recognize our seniors, and it was our last Saturday game. We wanted to be able to give their families an opportunity to get here and to really support them. And yeah, I mean, I think just even for this whole group of seniors, it's really special because this group has really been our first group to come in and really buy into what we're doing. They came here to try to help us build the program back up. And, Bryn's the only one that's been here for all 3 years that I've been here. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to think of it, as her time's coming to an end. And I just hope that they're playing their best basketball and that we can celebrate just what they've done for Lady Raider basketball.
It's going to be an emotional day, obviously, against a really good Oklahoma State team that you guys took on the road already so far this year. What stood out to you in that game that you want to correct coming into this one?
Our defense has to get a lot better. I thought that we really fought hard and played hard. We had a lead in the fourth quarter, and then we kind of had a meltdown in the last couple of minutes. And so obviously we want to clean some of that up. We want to tighten our defensive up. I think we can play defense a lot better than we did that night, and then we want to continue to execute. But I like the fact that we had pretty good matchups. I think that there were some things that we didn't do well that we still were in the ball game with. So if we can clean some of those things up, I think it'll be a really good game.
Well, Chiefs team has a lot of shooters on their team, too. We may have just left the game notes, by the way. But what is it going to have to take for you guys to be able to close out on them and kind of keep them uncomfortable?
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of weapons on the perimeter. They can really shoot the three ball. I think they're leading the conference in three-point percentage. And they're very dangerous because any one of those shooters can have a really big night. So you can't just concentrate on one of them. We're going to have to really defend our own. We're going to have to get back in transition. They're best in transition, even at the three-point line. And then we're going to have to close down the paint. They really hurt us in the paint the last time we played them. So a lot of things to try to take care of on the defensive end. But I think that our kids will have that energy and execution ready to go.
Coach, what's kind of
players really taken off these last few games, and how has it been for you to see that they get to look up to the veterans like Bryn and get to kind of learn from her as she is concluding her last game?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good mix. I think our freshmen are just such great kids and really, really talented, but they really love the seniors, and I think the seniors love them, and it's been a great balance of leadership and trying to and those kids following them. I think I really like that they have been able to witness how important this program is to not only Bryn but all 5 seniors, and that they're really understanding the traditions and the values that come along with being a Lady Raider. And I think that that they're understanding too that this is their only time to play with them, and hopefully they can do something really, really special and finish this season out strong and do some things this program hasn't done in a very long time.
Coach, what's been the message to the girls in the locker room kind of in the home stretch of Big 12 play?
We talked about 3 words really that we wanted to focus on, and it's health. Obviously, we want to try to stay healthy, and I think these kids are playing a lot of minutes, and we've got some older kids playing a lot of minutes, and their bodies are pretty beat up, but they've got to really spend extra time in the training room and spend extra time at making sure that their bodies are ready to make this final push. We talked about unity, that our team has to stay unified and that they've really got to stay on the same page and be there for one another. And then we talked about staying mission focused, that what is our mission this season, and we're in position to do those things that our mission states, but that we've got to stay focused on that and block out all the other distractions.
How'd you feel about Kyla Freelon's first start?
Yeah. I thought Kyla really earned that opportunity. She's really done a lot of great things this year that we've asked her to do, and she comes and ready to play every single game. I thought that I did think she was a little shell-shocked a little bit at the start, which is natural for a freshman, but thought she handled it fine. And I know that she's willing to give us whatever minutes she can in any form or fashion, but it won't be her last start, that's for sure.
And how have you seen Oklahoma State improve since the last time you played them?
Oklahoma State's playing really, really well. I mean, they play really well together. They share the ball incredibly well. They are scoring a lot of points in a variety of ways, and they just play. They play really well together for it being their first season together with so many transfers and so many fifth-year seniors. But I do think that, they're playing fast, they're playing efficient, and they're playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, so they have a lot of confidence.
Bailey Maupin scored double figures in 5 straight games. What's worked so well with her in this stretch?
I think Bailey was just so glad to be back. Like, it really killed her, being out of the rotation and just not being able to play because she was injured. And so she just takes what is given to her so well. She has such a great mindset. She just wants to help the team. She wants to compete. But she comes out and she's really aggressive. I think that she has a scoring mindset, and that she really wants to try to help her team on the offensive end. And I just love her mentality and how tough she is, and that she just does not want anything to hold her out of a game.
Kyla, Bailey, at this point in the year, how do you balance, I guess, making sure that these freshmen are still getting, development in uncomfortable moments, maybe even, but, obviously if you guys are trying to make the push, not putting them in a situation where they can make too many mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, and I think it's difficult. I've had some film sessions with all 3 freshmen, just to talk to them about tightening up some things, like some little mistakes that they're making here or there that I think that they can really pay attention to if they understand that it's important, right? I think sometimes they don't understand that this screen is really important in this situation, or this defensive attack, they have an assignment is really, really important. Or even a shot selection might be really important this late in the year. We were talking earlier that for freshmen, they're used to their high school season coming to an end about now. And right now we're like pushing through, and it's hard. It is hard to play in February and March, and it's hard on your body. It's a grind. It's a lot of mental focus, and we're just trying our best to keep them really locked in and to mature their growth mindset, and that they've got to develop to be able to play at this level this late. And I think they're doing fantastic. And what I love about them is they have a lot of energy, being young, and they're not quite as sore as our upperclassmen are as far as their bodies go. So, we want to use that. We want to use that to develop them and to continue to push through so that they know what postseason play, what February and March Big 12 play is like for next year, so that they're leading the charge next year.
Coach, you didn't mince words after the Oklahoma game about some of the things that, y'all didn't do well. Is there added frustration that, it seems to be some of the same areas that, have been y'all's downfall?
We kind of want to just put the OU game behind us, right? I mean, it was not good from the start, and we didn't do a lot of things that we are capable of doing. And, I don't think that our kids were happy at all with the way they played, with the effort that they played with, and with the execution. Give OU credit. They're a really, really good basketball team, and I thought that they came out from the tip and just threw that first punch, and we were on our heels. And so it tends to make you panic a little bit. It tends to make you drop your shoulders sometimes, that no matter what we do, we can't get it right. And I don't like that mindset, and we talked about that, and I thought our kids responded pretty well whenever we had those discussions, and they've responded really well in practice the last couple of days. But that type of game is definitely frustrating, but at the same time, you learn from it and put it behind you. There's nothing we can do about it now, and we got to focus on Oklahoma State.
Coach, the one thing about Oklahoma State, they got to the free throw line a ton last time. They had double the fouls called against you than here. Is that a kind of a point of emphasis for you guys to try to get to the free throw line tomorrow?
Well, that's part of our game, right? I mean, that's part of our offensive output, is getting to the free throw line. So we have to be aggressive. If we're not aggressive, then we're not a very good basketball team. So, yeah, we've got to get to the free throw line, and we've got to keep them from getting to the free throw line. We need to stay out of foul trouble. We've got to keep them in front of us, and just not give them extra opportunities. They already shoot the ball really well, so they're going to shoot it well at the free throw line as well. But for us, no matter who we're playing, we've got to be the aggressors, and we have to get to the free throw line to be successful.